last year with the crossover, where like they played the Smallville theme. They had the same shots as the Smallville opening titles.
I remember they had him and Michael Rosenbaum talking to Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
They photographed them all together, and then it came out, this isn't for this crossover, it's for the next one. Now, apparently Tom Welling will be in the new series of Arrow as a character that stops Superman.
Okay.
But if they're going to have Brandon Routh as the Atom and as Superman, they can have Tom Welling as in character A and Superman.
Damn right they can.
Like, even if they just do one shot with the three Supermen, because Tyler Hoechlin's back as Superman as well.
Yeah.
So have him, have Tom Welling, have Brandon Routh. 3 Supermen.
No waiting.
So yeah, and I love the idea, because Linda Carter still looks amazing.
I know, it's sickening, isn't it?
She still looks absolutely amazing. She's such a beautiful woman. I would take her again as Wonder Woman in a heartbeat.
I would definitely take her in several places.
I bet you would. But yeah, I mean, just having her back as one, I think it'd be class. Have her as an old Diana Prince. You know, she's now she's ruling over Themyscira. You know, it's like years later, and
she's like 1,000 years old now.
Tell me this: do you think this is just the tip of the iceberg?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Justice League was coming out? Jeff Johns talked about how he always wanted, what do you call him that plays Flash in the TV series? Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin, yeah.
He always wanted Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller's Flash to meet.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had Ezra Miller in this, even just for a minute.
Yeah.
Just for a minute.
Gal
just like
Gadot
shoot in the
shows up
screen,
as well.
and they'd be like, sorry, I gotta go somewhere. Like, oh my god. I just love that they're, you know, this is something that I think the CW and DC does better than Marvel, where they have all these universes, and they're unashamed, they're just pulling it all together.
Yeah, it's perfectly connected.
You know.
But the thing is, I'm definitely calling it now, after the end of this crossover, that's it. Like, they're all going to be on the same playing ground after this.
Well, that's in the comics, that's what happened after Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It's the ultimate reboot.
It merged the worlds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and they need to have Black Lightning in this, because I know they've been saying so far that Black Lightning won't be in this, but they need to have Black Lightning in this.
Oh, 100%.
Trailer drop for, speaking about Superman, for Henry Cavill's The Watcher. No,
The Witcher.
The Witcher, sorry.
Yeah, The Witcher, yeah, where everyone was going, where's the beard?
Yeah.
He's supposed to have a beard. He's a beard in the games. And it's like, well, no, this is based on the books where he doesn't have a beard, so shut up, nerds.
I know nothing about it. To me, this looks like it's looking for the Game of Thrones money. Like.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there was the third game in the series came out there a couple of years back now. It was called The Wild Hunt.
Right.
The trailers for it looked incredible, to the point where I actually had a copy of it in my hand and I was about to go buy it, and I was like, well, hang on, I know nothing about this world. I haven't played the first 2 games.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
But apparently the games themselves are cracking. Like from a story point, they're written really well. The action's fantastic. The gameplay mechanics are really great too. So, I don't know, like, for myself, if I ever came down to a choice between what would you rather do, sit and watch a movie or play a video game, I'll always go video game. Especially if it's like this big open fantasy world. Like, for example, Game of Thrones. I've tried, God love me, I've tried to get into Game of Thrones, but if it was a video game, yeah. Because could you imagine that, like a big, proper, open world platform game where you could actually knock about Westeros and actually see the Iron Throne and all that sort of thing? Because like the one thing about Game of Thrones that always got me was the opening titles. We actually see the map of this world that they live in.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play in that world. I want to be in that sandbox. I don't want to be sitting watching it as a linear form of entertainment. Same thing with The Witcher.
Right, moving on from that. Big news. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I still haven't watched the last one, but it has been confirmed we're getting 2 more Halloween movies. We're getting Halloween Kills on October 16th, 2020, and then Halloween Ends on October 15th, 2021, which will be the sequel to Halloween, which came out last year, which was the sequel to the original Halloween, which came out in 78, was it?
Uh-huh.
Anyway. So, yeah, 2 more Halloween movies. And it sounds like it's called Halloween Ends, so this video. You're not a fan? This is not...
Do not care.
Really? Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, I heard good things about the one that came out last year, the one that Jamie Lee Curtis was back for.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, yeah, like, I sort of grew up watching movies that I wasn't supposed to be watching.
Yeah.
That's why I have a massive addiction to porn. But, like, aside from that, like, I watched the original Halloween when I was a kid. Like, I watched Dawn of the Dead and everything like that when I was a kid. And back then, it used to thrill me. Like, see, when I watch those movies now, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, like any horror movie that I went to see in the past, 10 years?
Yeah.
Same thing. Eh.
Eh.
There's only so many times you can see blood and gore. There's only so many times you can experience a jump scare.
Yeah.
There's only so many times you can see someone getting brutally stabbed to death before you go, yeah.
Oh, you're desensitized?
I'm horribly desensitized, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have to watch the last Halloween because I am a fan of the Halloween franchise. But I haven't watched the last one. I haven't got around to watch the last one yet. We also from SDCC we got a clip of Rick and Morty season 4 where Taika Waititi played a little purple alien. Have you watched it?
No.
Yeah, didn't really. Yeah. I thought the last season of Rick and Morty was really bad, to be honest.
I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty.
Really?
Like, I prefer things like BoJack Horseman.
Right. I couldn't get into BoJack Horseman.
You need to stick with it.
Okay.
Honestly, I've been telling you this for I don't know how long now. It's on Netflix.
I know.
Arthur's
a big fan of it as well.
Like, you had time to sit down and stick on Batman and Robin. You have time to watch a couple episodes of BoJack Horseman. Come on.
I put on Batman and Robin when I was in bed, in fairness.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Whatever works for you.
Trailer drop for the new Creepshow series. Did actually look quite scary. I know. I can't really imagine myself watching it.
I really do want to sit and have a proper discussion with you on this, but like, see things like Halloween or Creepshow. Is all I can muster.
I know. I do understand that. Red Sun, Superman Red Sun is getting an adaptation from DC Animation.
This is the version where he lands in Russia instead of landing in Kansas, and he becomes the USSR's head honcho.
Yeah.
The
comic was really good. Let me tell you, the DC, this is the thing, everybody talks about the CW and, Titans and the DC movies and stuff. The DC animated universe is miles ahead of anything right now.
Oh God, yeah, it's blinding.
It's unbelievable. I watched Hush yesterday, have you seen it?
Not yet,
Have you read the comic?
I know of the comic.
Right, it changes something massive. Now I mean massive from the comic. And I'm not really sure why.
Oh, okay.
It changed. I'm not going to say who or what. It changes who Hush is.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I heard about that.
Hush is a certain character, and in the movie, he's not.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason I can imagine they've done it is to keep, pretty much every DC animated movie I've seen so far, I've already read the comic, so I've sort of known what I'm getting as I go in. So the only reason I can imagine they did this was to keep you on your toes and to give you something different at the end. But it just seemed like a bit of a weird change for me.
Yeah.
And it made it, and the thing is, the person that is Hush now was somebody that I really, really like anyway, and he would be in my top 5 Batman characters anyway. So I didn't feel he needed to be bastardized to become the new Hush. But anyway, if you've seen it, let me know. I'd be interested to see what you all thought of it. Go to facebook.com/following a nerd or @nerd following and let me know what you thought of the end of the animated Hush. I know this probably doesn't appeal to you, Saxon, but the Steven Universe movie got a trailer and a poster. Have you ever watched Steven Universe?
No.
Watch Steven Universe. It's absolutely wonderful.
It's a kid show, isn't it?
Yeah. In so much as most cartoons nowadays are kid shows, but you and I can happily enjoy it on different levels.
Yeah.
It's a really, 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 really good show. It is really, really good. So that's coming out. It's a show that I get introduced to, but again through my kids. And they have really good taste in TV. So most of the time, if they're watching something, my wee girl's hooked on the Trapdoor at the minute. Do you remember the Trapdoor?
Oh yeah. Did they remake it or just watch the original?
No, it's the original.
Thank God for that.
I searched online to try and get copies of the Trapdoor because you can't get it anymore. And I got copies of them, I downloaded them, I showed them to her, and she just loves it.
I don't really get DVDs of the Trapdoor at a pound shop at one point.
Yeah, but I don't think you can anymore. I've looked.
Goodness me.
Do you know what? Right here, do you know what looks amazing? The Dark Crystal.
Yeah, now this I've seen the trailers for.
Yeah.
This looks like it was made in 1984.
It looks absolutely wonderful.
This looks fantastic. I love the puppetry that's gone into it.
It's beautiful. I gotta be honest with you, The Dark Crystal was one of those movies that had grown up was always on at Christmas and Easter and all these times of year, and I always watched bits and pieces of it. But it was only last Christmas that I actually sat down and watched the whole movie the whole way through. Yeah. Sat down and watched it with my kids last Christmas Day.
For me, it's kind of like on a bit of an even batting average with Labyrinth.
I think Labyrinth's a lot better.
Labyrinth is a lot better, but for me, it's like I always, as a kid, got the two mixed up.
Yeah. I always, as a kid, sort of thought the two of them were kind of the same world or movie.
Yeah, like one's a
universe.
companion piece of the other, sort of a thing. Yeah.
But this looks incredible. Do you know what I do? What the Dark Crystal story? Even to this day, I couldn't really tell you. And it was only last Christmas I watched it. I couldn't really tell you what the story what if it was. But the world is incredible.
Yeah.
And this TV series looks like it's really going to just expand on that world and make it a much bigger and more alive thing.
Which is ultimately what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's basically why this got greenlit in the first place.
Yeah.
It's because like there's so many storytelling opportunities there.
Yeah. And it's so old school, like to see these puppets being made, and people under the deck on the floor controlling them.
Because it would be so easy to just do it as CGI.
Yeah.
Or do like that photorealistic CGI stuff where they look like puppets, but they're not.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that they're going back to the old school ways of making these movies.
I absolutely salute what Netflix are doing with this, I have to say. DuckTales Season 3 trailer dropped. Have you watched the new DuckTales?
I've seen bits and pieces of it,
It's really good. It's really, really good.
See, again, that's the whole benefit of not having children thing. So, like, I'm not, sort of having it on or having it in my my life.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. So, like I've seen clips of it, but I haven't sat down and watched a full episode of it.
Oh, no, this is another thing. My two are absolutely hooked on it. And a big thing on the trailer was that Baloo from Tailspin is in the poster for it. He's Tailspin looks
Actual
like it's
Tailspin? Yeah.
It's no Baloo the bear.
Yeah, from Jungle Book.
He's in the poster for the new series of DuckTales.
But is he wearing the Tailspin outfit?
The cap and the shirt and stuff.
Get out of here, really?
So it looks like Tailspin's going to be pulled into
the
new DuckTales universe.
That's something that'd be cool to see, like a continuation of Tailspin.
Aye, so it looks like it's going to... Because the new series is really, really good. Trailers dropped for HBO's Watchmen.
Yes,
Did you watch this?
I have not.
Right.
Because I'm useless as a person.
Yeah, you're Anthony in this and me today.
What's that now?
Yeah. What is this?
What's going on?
That's not fair, Anthony.
No.
We love you, Anthony.
In all fairness, if Anthony were here, he probably would be able to go, oh yeah, I watched that and I know this and like I know everything.
I don't know. I think this is the sequel to Zack Snyder's movie.
You reckon so, yeah?
I think it is, yeah. Because it looks...
Is Rorschach not dead, though?
Rorschach is dead. Rorschach is not in this.
He's not in this at all?
No.
Oh, no, it's like a cult or something. Like it's it's like a load of like Rorschach followers.
Ozymandias is in it.
Right.
But as far as I remember, and I've watched it quite recently, you don't actually see Ozymandias die in Watchmen. It's assumed he did, but you don't see him die.
Right.
So I think in this, even though he's assumed dead, he's not. Do you know what I mean? I think Jeremy Irons is playing the older Ozymandias.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons is, which would fit in well, because the guy that played him in the 2009 movie, he looks like a younger Jeremy Irons.
Matthew Good is what you call him?
Matthew Good, yeah.
So it looks really, really good. It looks very stylish and stuff, but I have a funny feeling that the proof of the pudding is really going to be in the eating,
Yeah.
Right, Batwoman will feature Hush. We're just talking about Hush. The Batwoman TV series will feature Hush, and Bruce Wayne could appear in it as well. Yeah.
I don't really care about Batwoman as a show.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. The whole, this will look good when it fits a woman and all this kind of crap.
Yeah, I'm not going to let a man take the credit for a woman's work.
See all that shit. That's all identity politics and everything else.
Yeah.
Get rid of all that. Just tell the Batwoman story and tell it good, and hopefully that's what they will do. I mean, Batwoman lives in the universe of Batman. You could see the Joker in this. You could see Hush in this. You could see Alfred in this. You could see the Riddler. You could see, Bane. You can see all of those characters coming and going in this.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to love this show. I do. I got to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of the CW. There's parts of it I turn my hair out when I'm watching. There's parts of it where I'm almost screaming at the TV. But overall, I love what CW have done with the universe. I think it's admirable. They've created such a massive universe.
I mean, we've been following this since Arrow first dropped in 2012, was it?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That Arrow first came out. I mean, to go from that to this, throw in all the other things they worked on over the years as well, like Smallville, it's insane. Yeah.
And then remember as well that if this crossover does all the things it's going to do, then the 1966 Batman is part of the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman TV series is part of the Arrowverse. Smallville is part of the Arrowverse. But, they've actually managed to tie together. Anyway, I digress. But I really, really want to watch this Batwoman series, and I am looking forward to it, even though the first episode screened at San Diego Comic-Con and got pulled apart. Apparently it's
Batwoman?
really bad, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Apparently it's really, really bad. But I am looking forward to it, and I do want... And I know I've posted stuff on the FTN Facebook and stuff, and people have been like, oh my God,